and welcome to our first Friday book club. I am so excited to be kicking off this new series for my YouTube channel all about the books I love. So what you may not know about me if you follow some of the other videos on my channel is that I'm a voracious reader. I read 2 books a week, 1 fiction, 1 nonfiction. I just absolutely love reading. I love books. And I love sharing them with the people I love. I share, I give books to people I love all the time, and I'm always recommending them. So I wanted to extend that to our online community as well as kind of a fun Friday edition. And so every week I'll be sharing another book. We'll alternate between fiction and nonfiction. And I hope that you check them out. And if you've read them before, please let me know in the comments what you've thought. Let's get some juicy conversations going. If not, go read them and come back and let me know in the comments what you thought. And we're going to kick it off with one of my top 2 favorite series that I have ever read, A Court of Thorns and Roses. So I know that this is not this book. This is actually the last book in that series, A Court of Silver Flames. However, like I told you, I'm a book giver. So as soon as I read A Court of Thorns and Roses, I had to give it to my sister-in-law because I was just like, this book is everything. And all 5 books in the series are phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. I recommend starting at the beginning because that's just, I think it gives you a lot of backstory and it just makes everything else even juicier. But I would say maybe the 2nd and 3rd books are my absolute favorite of the series, but they're all just so good. I've reread them multiple times. So it's by Sarah J. Maas, A Court of Thorns and Roses. I'll put the link below so you can grab the book directly from Amazon if you want to, or Audible, or whatever you do. But this is for you if you love the fantasy world, if you like romance, if you like strong, powerful female characters. The world that Sarah creates is just absolutely beautiful. I enjoyed so much, even just the visualization of the different areas in the Fae territory and the different areas in the human territory. And I loved following her complex and flawed characters as they are all trying to, I think, self-discover themselves, but then, falling in love with each other, as well as, overcoming what's kind of going on in the world around them. And I think fiction can really help us connect deeper to themes and knowings and wisdom that are really relevant to what's going on in our world. And so I think this series also talks about, managing the interpersonal relationships we have and, our own growth and our own struggles while having kind of chaos and uncertainty in the world around us, which I think a lot of us can relate to. And I really love how complex her characters are. I love the romance. I'm here for the romance and the sexiness, let's be honest. But of course, if you know me and you follow me, I also really love the magic and learning about the history of the different Fae traditions and the different magic the different fairy clans have, right? So if you're someone that loves that fantasy world, that loves romance, that loves a strong female lead, then you're really going to love A Court of Thorns and Roses. I don't want to say too much more because I want you to be able to unfold it yourself. But this is just a little kind of suggestion from me to you. Give it a try. It is just so good. I will say, I'm going to say this. I'm going to give a little disclaimer. The beginning of the first book starts out a little slow, and I don't think is totally indicative of what's to come. So get through that first little bit before like the story really starts getting juicy and gets going, and it will totally be worth it. That's my only disclaimer I give this series. But once you start, the more characters you meet and the richness of how she describes the world and the different kind of palaces, and I don't, every like Fae group has their own qualities. Every, high Fae kind of ruler of these different areas has their own qualities based on those. And it's just absolutely delightful. It is totally mesmerizing and enchanting. And I will say that I read these books multiple times. I will read them again. And I am ferociously praying that there's another book that comes out, or that this series like gets made for Netflix or Hulu, because it literally is that good. So treat yourself to A Court of Thorns and Roses. And if you've already read it and you've read the whole series, or you have questions about any of the later books, definitely put them in the comments below and let me know what you think about this Friday book club, where I'm kind of just going to be your friend and suggesting books that I really love. I'm only going to talk about books that I really, really love and I think you would love as well.